fingiamo un down, non casare in giro, solo che mi tocca cargando.
Attention Mono County residents. Hantavirus is in our county. It's a rare disease, but it can be deadly, and more cases have been reported in Mono County than anywhere else in the state of California.
El antivirus se propaga a través de la orina, excremento y saliva de los ratones infectados.
Si los desechos infectados se propagan en el aire durante la limpieza, las personas que lo respiren pueden enfermarse gravemente.
Deer mice are common throughout California, but you can't tell by looking at a mouse whether it's infected or not. So we want you to treat all mice as if they're infected. Here's how to protect yourself.
Mantenga alejados a los ratones. Selle los agujeros del tamaño de un lápiz o más grandes por donde puedan entrar los ratones. Ponga trampas para ratones para atrapar a los que estén entrando. Limpie los excrementos de ratón, los nidos y otros desechos contaminados de forma segura. Siga estos pasos. En primer lugar, ventile cualquier zona contaminada durante 30 minutos antes de limpiarlo.
Spray the area with a disinfectant or freshly made bleach solution until very wet and let it soak for at least 5 minutes. Use paper towels to wipe up the mouse droppings and urine. Do not sweep or vacuum, as this can stir up hantavirus into the air. Finally, wash your hands.
Recuerde, los ratones ciervos les gusta hacer sus hogares nuestros hogares y puede ser mortal.
Así que mantenga a los ratones fuera de su casa y protéjase mientras limpia su casa, su cochera y su auto.
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Ion Inyo Mono. Today we're honored to have Coach Ashley McLaughlin. Welcome.
Hi.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Cool. Now, she wears many hats this year. You were for 5 years youth cheer?
This will be my 5th year.
5th year.
Yes, with
But-
cheerleading.
But you also got an extra, more added to your plate.
Yes.
What happened?
I am the new BUHS cheer coach for the high school.
Whoa. So you're going to be working a lot.
Yes.
Cool. Now you were talking about there's a time sensitive coming up really quickly.
Yes. So the cheer tryouts for the high school are April 28th through May 2nd. We do have a parent meeting on April 24th. That will be tomorrow at 5:30 at the Carl Lynn boardroom if anyone wants to stop in and ask any questions. And then for youth cheerleading, because I'm also the youth cheer director, we have registration open until the 30th, but we just extended it so more people can join.
Cool. And when will their tryouts be?
For youth cheerleading, there's no tryouts, so everyone just makes it.
What does somebody do to practice for the tryout?
For the tryouts, I would practice like your arm motions for cheerleading, your dance, your kicks, your jumps, and your tumbling if you have any. Yeah.
Is there a cheerleading handbook they can look at?
It's in their packet that is at the high school or at Home Street for the 8th graders.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And when will the first performance be?
The first home game, I forget. It's like August something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about the silver and blue game? Will they perform there as well? The scrimmage, the intramural?
Scrimmage? I do know we have a couple scrimmages, but I think they're away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to tell us? The board day is April 24th tomorrow, 5 o'clock at the Carl Lynn boardroom.
Yes.
And then April 28th are tryouts, 8th to May 2nd.
Yes.
And no, those packets are still available?
Correct. Yes. And I'll have some at the meeting on the tomorrow on the
Extended
24th.
the registration to April 30th?
Yes. For you cheerleading.
For youth cheerleading?
Yes.
Okay. And for varsity cheerleading, it's over? You can't apply now?
For varsity cheerleading? No, they could still come because anyone can come up until trials on April 28th.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So you can do walk-ons as a cheerleader.
Yes.
Yeah. And seriously, our cheerleaders are just amazing. They're phenomenally physical and talented, and they do things that are just physically impossible.
Yes, they do.
Coach Ashley McLaughlin, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Do you have anything else to say to the audience?
Go Broncos! And I hope I see all of you high schoolers, middle schoolers, and even the elementary all at cheerleading.
Awesome. This is Jimmy T with Ion Inyo with Coach Ashley McLaughlin with Bishop Union High School and middle school.
Bishop Youth Cheerleading.
Bishop Youth Cheerleading.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks very much. Be tremendous. Stay tuned.
Hello, this is Barry Simpson, Inyo County Superintendent of Schools with Eye on Inyo Education. Boy, we've got a lot of things happening in the world of education in Inyo County right now. For those of you who don't know, and Lone Pine Unified is just started a superintendent search. So we're going to have a new superintendent in Lone Pine coming up in the 25-26 school year. So we will be helping them with some of that search, and I know that they're going to find somebody. It's such a great little district that had just passed a school bond, so certainly an attractive job for an incoming superintendent. So we're looking forward for that to happen. We've also got some interviews set up on Monday and Tuesday, and we are employing a facility bond program manager. And we flew that position, and the goal of that position is to work with each of our districts. It's going to be a shared position between Lone Pine, Owens Valley, and Bishop Unified, and the goal is to save some money by employing our own facility manager who can help those school districts with all of the bidding requirements, the scope of work that needs to be written, all of the accounting that needs to be done. It's quite complex when you're doing school construction. And even though most of this is modernization, it still requires the state architect to get involved. So quite a bit of work to be done. We believe that this is the best way for our dollars to be spent, and we'll save money by not hiring outside firms for each of these districts. So we're really excited about that. We've got 6 interviews set up for Monday and Tuesday, and we're really pleased that we got some very good applications. So hopefully I'll be introducing that new facility program manager to the public here very soon. So very proud of the work that's being done on that front. We also have a wonderful event that comes up each year in May, and it's on May 8th, and it's called our Community Star Program and Awards. And what this is, it's a chance for the Inyo County Office of Education, as well as all the school districts in this county, to identify individuals in the community who do go above and beyond for each of our schools. We are so lucky to live in a community that provides so much for our students, and so this is our way to recognize those individuals. So we have a wonderful presentation. Each school gets to identify their community star. We have a nice reception, and again, that will be at 5 p.m. on May 8th at Saracoso College, and so we're looking forward to doing that. We will also highlight each of those community star members in the local newspaper, so look out for that as well. Some other things happening, just want to remind students that the Inyo County and LADWP scholarship is available for young men or women who are interested in the trades. This is a $5,000 scholarship that we give out. We give out 5 of those. It's a great partnership that my office and the LADWP started a few years ago. I would just encourage any young man or young woman looking into those possibilities. There are millions of jobs in the trades in the United States, and they are well-paying, high-paying jobs. So I encourage students to really look at that pathway because it can be very rewarding. So we'd like to get you started with a good scholarship, so pay attention to that and make sure you get your applications in. Last thing, as always, I like to talk a little bit about the school budgets. And so I'm going to share kind of where we're at with the state budget and what we see on the horizon. In the state of California, we are a high-income earner state, which is tied to the stock market, which really we can pay attention to the stock market, and we know how the budgets are going to be. If the stock market is doing well, typically California is going to have a good state budget. But you have to remember, we operate 1 year behind. So right now, the state budget is looking pretty good because income taxes are coming in from the 24 year. Well, as you know, in the 24 year, stock market was doing pretty well. And so we expect that this budget is going to be a fairly good budget. The problem is, if you're following the stock market, we've seen some dips and a market correction, if you will, over the last few months, which happens. We go up and down, but the stock market usually trends in the upward motion, so we think that we'll recover. But the outlook for the 25-26 budget is likely going to be a little bit tougher. We may see some deficits. It's likely the state will use some of those funds to put into a reserve, a rainy day reserve, which is the smart thing to do. We hope that they do that so we can ride out the dip as best we can. But again, this budget for the upcoming year looks pretty strong for the schools, but the out years, we're going to be very cautious, be conservative with our budgeting, and make sure that we maintain those programs for our students that you know and that we know that they need. And so that's what's happening as of right now. Things are looking great. It's hard to believe we're going to be coming into May here pretty quick, and graduations are going to be happening pretty soon. But I just wanted to say thank you for all of your support to our schools. Once again, it's my privilege to be your county superintendent. And thank you, and have a great day.
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Eye on Inyo Education. Today we're honored to have President Patrick Wiley. Welcome, President Wiley. And why are you president?
Because I did a beautiful speech at Bishop Elementary School.
What was your speech? What did you talk about?
I talked about what I would do as a president.
What would you do as a president?
I would help the class be a grateful and responsible and helpful class.
Cool. I noticed you have some crib notes. What's the first thing on your notes there?
Kind, funny, help you, try their best, helpful.
So that's the people at Bishop Elementary?
No.
It's people in general?
Yeah.
That's what you like about people in general?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So tell me about the teachers and staff.
Push you to learn.
So they're amazing, huh?
Uh-huh.
Are they pushing you to learn?
They all.
What did you learn today?
We learned how to retail.
At the retail?
Uh-huh.
Awesome. So who are the principals there?
Mr. Barker, Mr. Lout, Mrs. Sharkey.
You like them?
Yes.
They're nice and they're kind, and what else?
Funny.
So what is your next thing on your list about education?
95%. We learn how to learning to read.
What are you learning? What are you learning 95% of?
A book.
Is it phonics?
Yes.
Do you know what phonics are?
No.
It's where you learn this pronunciation of alphabet. So like A is A or A or ah.
Oh.
So when you put that together, like C is K, A is A, and T is T. So you put them all together, what do you get?
Cat.
There you go. So what is your favorite part of the day?
When time.
When time?
Yes.
At recess?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. What do you do at recess?
I talk to my friends.
Do you run around the yard? Do you run around the elementary school?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. When it's warm and sunny?
Uh-huh.
So tell me about AVID, A-V-I-D. What is that?
It's where we organize our desks.
And do you like to sit at the front or in the back?
In the back.
Do you like to sit next to your friends?
Yeah.
Do you behave when you're in the back?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about your next, after AVID, you said math. Tell me about math.
Geometry, vertical, whiteboard, partner work.
Do you like math?
I do.
Math is one of my favorite subjects. Do you like geometry?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite shape in geometry?
Square.
You like the square?
Mm-hmm.
You know any equations for square?
No.
Okay. Can you define a square?
I don't know what it means.
Oh, how would you describe a square?
3 vertices, there's 3 faces, and 3 sides.
There you go. Cool. Now tell me about computers. Are they a big part of your day?
Not really.
What do you use them for?
Google Classroom, Flight Fluency, and iReady.
What is flight fluency? I haven't heard of that.
It's an iReady, and it's like this kind of math that we do, and it's like we work with dragons.
Awesome. It's a long way from what we had. And what does iReady mean?
Well, iReady is where we want to read and where we want math.
Oh, is it iReady or iReady?
iReady.
Okay, cool. Now, as president, what do you have class meetings or anything?
No.
No? Do people salute you when you walk down the aisle? Walk down the corridor?
No.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Do you have anything to say to our audience?
Don't be silly. Go to elementary.
I love it. Don't be silly. Go to elementary. This is Jimmy T with the amazing President Patrick Wiley. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the Chasing Laughter podcast. I created this podcast with one major thing in my mind, and that's connecting the people who are driving this community to the public. There are so many wonderful people who go unsung in their roles with the public, with what they do for our community, and you guys just don't know who they are. You don't know what they're doing, and I wanted to create this podcast to have an opportunity for them to come on, tell their role and what they do for our community. Each episode is going to feature guests. We're going to have business owners. We're going to have political candidates. If you're running for something, more than anything, come on and tell us what you're about. And community leaders. And this will give you an insight to who they are and what is driving them behind their passion. So join me as we chase laughter in these conversations, gaining a deeper understanding of the people behind the scenes to make our community even that much better. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, here we go!
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Ion Inyo talking to law enforcement. We have Trooper PIO, Tristan Pérusse. Welcome.
Good to be here.
You're the new PIO. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Should I put you under the hard stuff today or wait till next time?
Well, we can wait till next time on that.
So we're in late spring. We're headed towards summer. What are some of the things that we need to watch out for?
I would just watch out for impaired drivers mainly. Typically around this season, we see a lot more DUI-related incidents, a lot more crashes, especially with the fishing opener coming up. That usually brings in a lot more people that are confident in their driving abilities, even though they've had a little bit too much to drink.
Beer and fishing, they go hand in hand. Then they follow with the DUI.
Unfortunately so.
And do you guys see a significant uptick on Fishmas?
We do. We do see a lot more DUI drivers arrested for suspicion of driving under the influence just because of how many people are more confident in their abilities, maybe had a little bit too much to drink, didn't eat that day, didn't hydrate properly, and ultimately they don't know either the legal limit or their personal limit and tolerance.
And then the factor of when was the last time you fished? You're in the sun, in the
sun, the heat, and then obviously when you run out of normal hydration, people resort to alcoholic beverages.
Yes. Now, we didn't mention it earlier, but DUI also contains non-alcohol drugs and medications.
Yes, it also includes prescription drugs and illicit drug use, or a combination of illicit drug use, prescription drugs, and alcohol.
So you can be DUI and be below zero, but you still have the effects of being.
Yes, I think the common misconception is that law enforcement doesn't necessarily have the tools to be able to properly gauge the impairment of an individual when they're on medications or illicit drugs, when in actuality, we do have specific tests and indications that we look for to properly identify those impaired drivers and get them off the road before it's unsafe for other people.
So, but on a happy note, is the Highway Patrol having a relatively mild season this year?
I would say so, yes.
And how is your personnel staffing? Are you up to speed again?
We are up to speed. I think we've gotten a lot more newer officers in the area. I know that I think we are down one body, and then those are going to be constantly filled with new upcoming cadets that are going to take that officer role at our office.
Do you try to hire locally, or is it just whoever comes out of the academy?
It's typically whoever comes out of the academy. When you're in the academy, it depends on where you fall on a ranking scale, and also what's available and how many spots are available.
So earlier I asked you about cybercrime, and I asked if it's a purview of the Highway Patrol, and you said no. Cybercrime on the personal level.
Oh, personal level?
Yeah.
No, not like
My
solicit
computer
phone calls or stuff like that. We do deal with, like, in certain types of cases, the ability to seize some devices for evidence, but that's a case-by-case basis. But as far as a rise in random calls and text messages that are spam, we have no control over that.
Cool. Now, what are some things for us to look out for now besides DUIs? We actually had a wind incident last week,
Yes.
which was brutal. And when we go into a windstorm, do we slow down or keep the same speed?
We always advise to slow down, especially if there's visual obstruction. Slow down until you are able to properly be able to navigate wherever you're going safely. I know that I saw some visual obstruction due to, I believe, the fire, I think, was blowing up a lot of that dust on Highway 6. So if you're headed out Highway 6, you might still see some of that coming up. And in that case, I did the same thing. I slowed down. I probably went like 20 miles per hour until I could see properly. I can make out the lines and, drive where I was going.
And I know we're supposed to turn on lights. Do we turn on our flashers as well or leave those off?
I would leave off the flashers. Obviously, it's a case by case, depending on if you're traveling in low light, such as like hours of darkness versus the early morning time. Just use the same tools that any driver was trained to do when they got their driver's license.
Now, Memorial Day is coming up, and are you going to be taking part in closing the roads and rerouting traffic?
Yes, it will be a majority of the CHP officers will be out there ensuring that the roads are properly blocked off and helping out where we can.
You always do a great job. It's just, there's one or two people just get hostile. It's like, it's been coming. You've known it for a year.
Yes. Whenever we get a lot of people that are passing through or travelers coming up from the LA area, we do see some more aggravated drivers, some people driving at increased speeds or recklessly in and out of vehicles. We just encourage, if you see really bad driving behavior such as those things, to notify the CHP, and we'll have an officer handle it accordingly.
Now, how far south and north do you put signs saying traffic diversion ahead?
Typically, we would work with Caltrans on that. We would get a wind advisory or some kind of advisory of a roadway condition that could be hazardous in nature. And then they typically will be the ones that actually go out and put those signs up on our behalf, notifying drivers passing through or coming to and from of what to prepare for ahead.
I really like the sign on North Sierra Highway where the speed limit and your speed are on the same sign.
Yes.
It's not like speed limit 35 coming up, it's now and you're speeding. Wait a minute.
Exactly.
Zero warning.
The speed feedback signs are especially helpful in those specific areas, just to remind drivers, especially if they're slightly distracted, because driving is constantly dividing our attention. Whatever we're doing, we're checking our mirrors, we're changing the station, the song, talking to whoever's in the car. it's good to have those speed feedback signs to be able to remind us that
Not using the phone.
not using the phone. Remind us, hey, that is my speed. I mean, obviously we would love if everyone was cognizant enough to constantly pay attention to their speedometer on the regular, but we know that's not realistic.
I do kind of, in the United States, it's all negative.
Mhm.
In Ireland, when you're going the speed limit, they give you a happy face on the sign.
Really?
Yeah. Why can't you guys do that?
I like that. I like that.
But maybe talk about you for a moment.
Sure.
Are you a native of this area?
I moved here about 3 years ago. I live here now.
Where were you from before?
Placerville?
Yeah.
Yes.
I spent many. I used to live in Sacramento. We passed through
I lived in Sac for a little bit too. Placerville is what I call home. It's where my family's from. It's very similar to Bishop a little bit bigger. We have a freeway that passes through the main area and Main Street down there. A lot of Apple Hill goers. So we get a lot of traffic from the Sacramento area.
You had a great Korean restaurant. I don't know if it's still there or not.
Ooh, I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it either.
But cool. Now, what level of education do you have?
I have some college education in criminal justice administration and forensics. I have a military background as well. I was military police for the Navy for approximately 4 years. So that's kind of a little bit of my background.
Cool. Where were you stationed?
I was stationed in Bahrain and Greece.
Wow. Cool. It's like hot.
It was very, very hot. Increased humidity makes it even worse. So I feel for the guys that are still over there.
We were somewhere we weren't supposed to. We were not allowed to talk about it. This one guy was being a complete jerk. I took a bucket of water and threw it on him, and he went into hypothermic shock.
Oh.
Because he went from 110 degrees to instant.
To like rapidly
30,
cool down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do that again. Cool. Do you have any words of wisdom for us for the upcoming 3 months?
I would just always advise drivers to be cognizant of other drivers on the road, because you never know if there's an impaired driver near or around you. Notify us if you see anything that is abnormal driving, reckless behavior, something that sticks out to you that is not necessarily safe or gonna potentially put you at harm. Call us, call dispatch. We have officers around the area 24/7, and we're looking for those drivers as well, but we always can use your help and guidance in that.
So when do I not call? Like every once in a while, somebody would rip by me 25, 30 miles an hour over the limit. Should I call on that, or should I just let them go?
Absolutely. I think it's important. You're a good witness. Everyone's a good witness. Even us ourselves are witnesses. And so having someone that sees something, just because law enforcement isn't around, it's good to be notified of that, so that way we can potentially stop something from happening that we don't want to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Shall I test your powers of observation?
Sure.
What's the emblem on my shirt?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Trooper Tristan Pérusse.
Pérusse.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
We'll look forward to having you back soon.
Thanks so much.
You have an open invitation. If something comes up ad hoc, let us know.
I appreciate that.
This is Jimmy T with Trooper Pérusse, and with Eye on Inyo and Mono. Be tremendous. Stay tuned.
Mr. Wolf, do you like puzzles? I need your help.
It's your condition. I'm just me. I want to go after the people who murdered my wife, and I want to kill them myself.
The first one you kill, you let the other ones know you're coming.
I want them all.
Wait, freeze!